Hello, and welcome back to the Boss Podcast, where we are sharing bridal owner success stories. And today in the studio, we have Megan Kelly. Hello, Megan.
Hello.
You guys are in for a treat. Megan is one of the biggest personalities out there. She is so fun, and it is no surprise to me that she's amazing with brides because she is just a joy. She celebrates every single person she's ever met. I watch it online, I watch it in real life, and I feel like I'm the lucky one to be a friend of Megan's because she also makes me feel so encouraged every single day I talk to her. So, anyways, welcome, Megan,
Thank
and thanks for
you.
being here.
Thank you. Thanks for the intro. I'm so
I'm
excited.
serious. I'm serious. You're the first person to say happy birthday to anyone and
No,
celebrate them, and I love it.
good.
So let's talk about you. Tell us the name of your store, where you're located, and how long you've been doing this.
Yeah. So we are located in Plainville, Massachusetts. That's about 30 minutes south of Boston and like 20 minutes north of Providence, like right sandwiched in the middle outside the Cape, like the perfect New England area. We have been open for 8 years. We celebrated this year, which is crazy. And my story, it's a little bit different. So I actually, when I had my oldest son, who's 11 now, when he was almost 3, I decided I wanted to do something a little different because I didn't want to work as much. I had just come from like a big
You
women's.
didn't want to work as much.
I know. I thank you. That's right. What was I? I was kidding myself, but so anyway, so this little bridal shop called Alfred Angelo was hiring for a manager, and I thought I could do that, and it's got to be quieter and like less hours and stuff, right? No, I was totally bamboozled, but all God had a purpose because all for a reason. So I was there only for a year, and then all that craziness happened with them where they shut down and stuff. And a few months later, I was driving past one of my old locations and I noticed like all the dresses were still in the window. And I was like, what is going on here? So I contacted the landlord and I found out that the way they filed bankruptcy or whatever, the landlords owned all the merchandise still.
What?
And so he was like, you can come down. Because at that time, I said to my husband, like, my husband, who's my biggest support, my rock, the love of my life, he would literally does anything for me. And he's known forever that, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I always knew I'd work for myself, you know? And he laughs because he's like, yeah, because you always think you're right. I was like, that's true. But anyway, so I was like, maybe we should just like sell these dresses like for like a couple of weekends. Like, let's see how cheap we can get them. We're just gonna sell them. It'll be so fun. And that's what we did. We found the perfect
It'll be
land.
so fun.
I know, to go crazy. And we found the perfect landlord. And I was like, I'm just going to do a little pop up, like 3 months. I bought this old bridal shop. I mean, ridiculously cheap, And I was like, we're just going to turn some quick cash. And it just blew up from there. So I did that to one shop and then another Alfred Angelo that was like 2 hours away. Same thing. And then,
You bought their old merchandise and did a pop up.
yep,
You,
at both.
you negotiated a lease that was just like a month long or something?
Yeah, 3 months. I found the cutest little old man who I honestly like have so much respect for. He's passed since, but he really took like such a chance on me, and he had so many good things to say. He's one of my inspirations. I still think about. But he was like, yeah, he told me a couple years in, he's like, I could tell the first time I met you that you were gonna make it and you were gonna be something. So he's like, so I didn't care. So he did 3 months and then 6 months, and then it turned out to be years. And so yeah, and then we did the discount off the rack. So that's how I started for the first year and a half.
Where are you finding your inventory after those two Alfred Angelos closed?
I bought from all different bridal shops. Chris, my husband, we used to travel around. Like, it's like, do I take the day off of work? And we'd go to New Hampshire and buy stuff. We went to New York. Like, we were all
You
over
just
New
get
England.
people's old samples.
Yep. Yep.
Would you just like walk in?
Yeah. Oh, no. I usually contacted them before, or I knew somebody at that time. I'm, as you know, like very big on like networking. So like at that time I had already built up with some wedding planners, somebody knew this person, you know how it is. And then it kind of organically grew.
And so
Yeah.
you'd pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I want to buy your old dresses. Can I drive up there and buy some?" And then would you tell them the price, or they would tell you the price?
Um, it would be a mix. Some people were, as I understand now, hard to let go of your stuff because we spend so much time and money on it, So I'd have to do a little bit more bartering. But at the end of the day, it was stuff that they just wanted to get rid of, you know? So I'd come in with a price. If they sold it, that's great. If not, that was okay too. But also, I had so much Alfred Angelo stuff that I didn't have to buy a crazy amount. I mean, my store that I managed when everything closed down, we walked out of there with like 400 wedding gowns and like 300 bridesmaids. Oh, yeah. So I wasn't like crazy desperate. You know what I mean? It wasn't until like almost a year in that I really had to start scoping out
So
everything.
you started with a 3 months lease and then asked for an extension,
Yep.
and you just never stopped.
Yeah. And then a year and a half in, right before COVID, it was that end of 2019. I was like, okay, we have to like, are we gonna like go all in, or am I gonna move on? And we were both like, no, let's just like go from there. And it was good because I had my nest egg, I had my brand already. It took a little bit of changing because I went from off the rack to like special order, you know. So
And
we
tell
kind of,
everybody the name of your store again.
it's Thistle Rose Bridal.
And they can find you on Instagram where?
Yep, on Instagram, TikTok, all the places, Pinterest, Facebook, LinkedIn, all at Thistle Rose Bridal.
Okay.
Thistle, like the flower of Scotland. That's for my husband because he's actually Scottish. That's where he was born. And then the rose is the flower of America. So we stuck them together.
Oh, it's like a marriage
I
of
guess I know.
yes.
He's
Okay.
sort of
So
important.
okay, so then you signed a lease for like 5 years then at that time?
At that time, I think it was. I don't even think I think I was month to month. I mean, my first landlord was so good. He was the cutest, the best.
Like
You
super.
know, So, and then, but it was a small space. And then when I was ready to really grow, and they said was after he had passed, his kids decided to sell the building. Um, I moved into where I am now, which is just one town over. I did move towns at that point. We were in Mansfield for the first 5 years, and then we've been in Plainville now for going on 3.
Did you notice any difference in traffic or anything by moving? Did you lose
No.
people or they found you? No problem.
No, yeah, it was no problem. Honestly, they found me better because now I'm in like a big plaza. Whereas
Okay.
before I was like just a little corner shop, like under a building that had apartments above it. So
So how
no,
many
this is like
square
more
feet do you have
walkability.
now?
What'd you say?
How many square feet do you have now?
2,200,
And how
and I
many guests a
started
night?
at 800. Yeah, so that was really good. And now I have multiple fitting rooms, so that was really good.
And so now you do just bridal, not bridesmaids.
No, we did do bridesmaids at the beginning, but we stopped that a few years ago when we moved. Actually, we didn't bring over bridesmaids, and we do moms.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
And you're an owner operator, meaning like you are in the store,
Yeah.
you're running it, and sometimes even working with brides still. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I would say way less. I'm more like one of my favorite roles is like being, I guess, what you would call the floor manager. Like, I love a crazy Saturday or Sunday where I have to like bounce to all the rooms all the time, and control and help the girls close and do all those little things. That's like my favorite thing because I could just bounce in and like be my personality, and charm the moms and all of that kind of because we're really selling them to the mom half the time, so yeah, so that's my favorite. So I'm in the store like Thursday or Friday, Saturday all the time. And then Monday and Thursday kind of are more of my admin days. And then I have staff that help otherwise.
I love that.
Yep.
And so, I mean, the dream is that Thistle Rose just keeps on growing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to say, what's been, as you look back over the years, what would you say one of the hardest things you walked through as an owner was?
There's been a couple. I made some mistakes, like we always do.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think my biggest thing is like I took things too seriously. In the beginning, we have a couple of really big stores around us, and we had like a confrontation with one of their stylists, and it was weird. And I let myself get entangled in that. And looking back, I'm like, why did I do? You know what I mean? And when I first started, I thought it was so important. And then when I look back, it's like all of the little things that like I would be crying about at home at night in reality are so irrelevant in everything that we've done and everywhere we've grown. But in the beginning, you just want to do it perfect. You're going to be so mad at me. But my first time that I had like a big customer service issue, which I'm so proud, I have such great girls. Like, we never have big problems, right? But my first one, the bride just like called me a few days later and was like, I hate my dress. I didn't like my appointment. I felt pressured, like all of this stuff, which is complete opposite of what we do. I was so in shock that I actually let her keep her wedding dress for free. Like, I refunded her whole dress and let her keep the dress. And now I'm looking back at Meg 7 years later, like, I mean, it was off the rack. It was, you know what I mean?
What
But
did she say to you for that?
I don't even remember. I
Was she
remember,
like grateful? Like, I hope she sang your praises and left reviews everywhere and told everybody how awesome you are.
I hope so. I honestly cannot even remember. That's how, like, that's the thing. It's probably was so pointless. And looking back,
Well, I will say there was a season for most of us owners where you just want to fix it so badly that you don't care about money. You just like make the problem go away.
right. Totally.
Make
100.
the problem go away.
Yes.
Right. But
Yeah.
now that there's bills to pay and people's paychecks, and I mean, I look at all these girls' families that I support.
Right.
I'm like, we can't be refunding when I have like legitimate, I have people whose families are fed from their full time jobs at something new.
Yes. 1,000%.
And I just can't be loosey goosey about it. But again, at the beginning, the stress of it just makes you want to go, just take whatever from me. I don't want to be stressed.
Yep, exactly. And I just want to make sure everything's right. And so it's all those like little things that I would say that. But it's hard because I feel like that also helped me grow. So like I don't think I would take any of them back, you
Yeah.
know? Because I
Yeah.
learned
Like that experience pushed you.
yes, totally.
So
100%.
how are you different now as a leader than you were before?
I'm definitely quicker, like smarter. You know what I mean? In the sense of like there's there's always another side, there's always other things that I can do to get somewhere, you know? Um, and it's not always necessarily the clearest path. So it's like I always laugh, the girls laugh at me because I'm also not very good with like my weakness is like the operational side, like my Excel, my booking. You know what I mean? That's what I'm not good at, right? Like most of us. And so they always laugh because I'm like, you know me, I thrive in chaos. Like when the store is crazy and it's so busy, like I feel like that's where I excel, you know? When it's like I don't even have time to think because if I think about it, my anxiety kicks in and I'm like, well, we could solve it this way or we could solve it this way, instead of just making that quick, smart decision, which is what I think I really try to do now.
Yeah, you seem like you're a gut person. Like you have a real good gut intuition. Do you know your Enneagram number? I'm just curious.
I did it forever ago when I was at Dress Barn as a DM literally years ago, and I can't remember. The only thing I can remember is one of the personality tests told me that I was a persuader. And when I first heard it, I was like, oh, that's awful. But then when I read into it, it was like the light, like you hear that word, and I'm like, oh, that's so negative. But it's really not. It's more just like you're the type of person who has the ability to like help people go the way they need to go. You
Yeah,
know?
in
So,
Patrick Lencioni's words, that's called a galvanizer.
oh
That
god,
is somebody that can galvanize the troops to say, this is where we're headed and why.
yeah, that's
That
also
is probably a way better way to think about it than a persuader. But same thing, same thing.
yeah,
And galvanizers are great leaders. They help people get on mission and like, hey, this is where we're headed. Like,
yeah,
come
yeah,
on, let's go. And also to the point of sales, they help people see that this is really a good option. Like why would you not get this today?
yeah,
Like this is awesome.
yeah.
Like it's checking all your boxes. Let's go. So I love that. Okay, what do you think keeps you in bridal in a way that you're like, okay, I got the hook. Like I'm here.
There's a couple things. My ability to be such a focused mom and also a business owner. I feel like with bridal, that's been a big thing that I love because like I'm still here so much with my boys. I don't feel like I'm missing any of that, So that for sure. Also, I mean, obviously, market is like the coolest thing ever, and honestly, I'm also like really big in education as long as it's something I want to learn. If it's something boring, I'm like zoning out. But like you were posting all that stuff about Barcelona, about the retreat, and I was like, I want to go. I want to be there right now. Like I get such FOMO all the time. I'm like, what are they learning about? I'll zoom in and be like, what does that say? No, but
I love it. I love
I
it.
love all of that. So like I think that's probably besides just the brides themselves because that's I think just built into me at this point. I mean, that's just like a guaranteed I'm going to love that. Um being able to just constantly learn, meet new people, change the way I do things, but then also learn not to always change. I sometimes with education, I feel like you learn so much and then we think we have to change everything that we learn, and that's not really the truth. You know, so just that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I love that. And I was gonna say that you mentioned like as a mom, like I was gonna say, how are you balancing that? Have you found any like rhythms for your family that this has had to change? I mean, you don't just have a 13-year-old or
No,
what is
I
it,
have
11?
a 3-year-old and an 11-year-old.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't just have the 11-year-old, you have the 3-year-old. So
Yeah.
how are you doing that, girl?
So my 11-year-old, so amazing, and he since I've always been in retail, so like I've always worked weekends, and so since we had kids, and Chris, my husband, he has always been Monday through Friday, so Saturday is always boys' day.
We
That's
call
what.
it Saturday.
Yes, yeah, it's same thing. You know what I mean? It's like they do stuff together. I order them donuts every Saturday. That's the day they have donuts. Oh yeah. So like they get their little DoorDash of donuts as I drive off to work. But it's also such a good release for me
That
because
is so brilliant.
I
That is brilliant.
well, listen, anything to make the day better. Cause like I have both boys, they're mama's boys. They love me. You know what I
I don't
mean?
want you to leave.
Yeah, right. They get better. Now the 11-year-old's like, whatever, peace out. He's like, playing video games with dad. So, but yeah, so that's what I would say. So Saturday is like Dadder Day or Boys Day. That's what we call it. We actually, and funny, it was so funny. My oldest John, one time he was like, maybe like first or second grade, and he told one of his teachers, he was like, "Well, Daddy lets me do whatever I want on Boys Day. It's Boys Day. We can, And so it's just so funny. Like now, it's always been the two of them their day together, which is so great for them too. Because it's like,
Oh yeah, they have a really close relationship because a lot of times working parents are only off together at the same time, and so both of the parents, like the dad, doesn't necessarily have to take care of the kids alone.
yep,
Does that
totally,
make sense?
100%.
Where
Yes,
bridal shop owners are really unique in the fact that our spouses do have a lot of alone time parenting the kids, and it really is a partnership. Like I couldn't do it without Jordan watching the kids too.
right. I
You
know,
know,
totally. Yeah,
so, and they have their own rhythms and their own things that they do. And I remember, Megan, the very first Saturday I came home with a newborn. Now this is 16 years ago, but I came home and he had watched the baby. He was maybe 3 months old. And because I brought him with me for a long time
yeah,
until he was
yeah,
3 months.
totally.
And then I was like, okay, starting to like be a little bit more fussy or whatever. So I came home that night and I was like, so what did you do today? What time did he eat? How long did he sleep? Oh, stuff. And Jordan just held his hand up. He was like, okay, listen, if we're going to do this for the next 20 years or whatever, he's like, this is my day. I don't want to have to give you a recap of play by play everything we did. He's like, you just walk in and join with where we're at.
Yeah,
Like
it's so
whatever is happening at the moment. So he's like, I can't be doing that. Like, I don't want to have to give a report.
same,
So
totally the same.
I was like,
Yeah,
okay. So I got a little bit of correction, and then it was kind of great though because then I walked in when I was ready to face the fam, and sometimes Megan, sometimes I had to have a little bit of time in between, like
heck
the
yes.
shop would close down, and I would just decompress in my car for a
Mhm,
little bit
mhm.
before walking into the house,
Yes,
Um,
yes,
but
yeah.
now it's all good. I try really hard not to bring my days into the kitchen table talk,
That's so
and
yeah.
really what we need is a community of bridal shop owners to bring our days to
Mhm.
because we know what's really going on and how it feels versus burdening the children and the husband.
Yes, totally. No, totally. That's so
I
good.
love it. Well, I'm gonna take your donut hack. I think
I knew.
that's brilliant. Or anything good to be like brought into your
Yeah,
exit. That's so good.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
let me ask you, like in the years to come, what do you see that you're most excited about as an owner? You like one day you can't wait
Yeah.
for what?
There's so many things that I can't wait for finding the right property for my shop, you
Hmm.
know, and really like cementing
Like your
that.
forever home.
Yes, right, like, I live in my forever home, maybe, I change things all the time, but I wanna do that for my shop. So I think my shop's forever home, and what that's gonna look like in the future, because I feel like, the next 10 years is so up in the air, like, just with all technology, everything. So I wanna make sure that it's perfect for that time frame. Because even in the 8 like, I've been in bridal for about 10 years, and then the 8 years that I've owned the shop, so much has changed. So much has changed since COVID, like, all kinds of things. So, and then I have little goals. Sorry, you can probably hear my dog.
It's okay.
I have little goals, like I want to go to Barcelona Fashion Week, and spend 2 weeks doing that as an owner and traveling around and little stuff like that, So, but I think probably my home, and then obviously fermenting my staff. I think I'll always forever be at the shop, like especially on Saturdays, for the next 10 or 15 years, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I mean, I'm 19 years in my 19th year right now, and I'm still here on Saturdays. It's like if I'm in town, and I feel like it's helpful to have that vibe of a leader, whether it's me or a general manager or something. But for 19 years, it's been me, and just it keeps the excitement, and honestly, it keeps you present on what the brides are really asking for, what they're needing, and it helps you stay connected to your team. Because honestly, Megan, like we're only as successful as our team. So
Right.
I'm like always saying to everyone, like the hardest part of this business is keeping people and keeping the right people and having everybody still love working with brides because it can be hard, and weekends is hard to work weekends forever. So, but the reward of the people that love it, it just fills you up.
I know.
Getting to see a bride feel amazing in a dress, like that is still something that gives me a good dopamine hit.
Right. Sometimes I still feel like I could cry sometimes. You know what I mean? Like in the moment. And I'm like, this is so crazy. I've been doing it for so long, but it doesn't matter. Because
Yeah.
it's like people will ask me, it's like, oh, that must be the best. That must be the best every day, owning a shop and all this stuff. And I'm like, it is. It's a different type of stress. It's not like stress I used to have at work. Like you had said earlier, it's a stress from me providing for other people's families. It's a stress because I want to make sure that that bride really does feel so beautiful, So
Yeah.
there's just so many things to it. I just love it.
Okay, well, before we wrap up, I always love to ask from smart people like you,
Uh-oh.
what is a piece of advice that you would give to any bridal shop owner, somebody thinking about bride opening, or even somebody who's already doing the thing?
Mhm.
Because most of the people listening are bridal shop owners as well. And it's been really cool to highlight our boss members and their stories and journeys because you guys are amazing. Like every single one of you, I'm like, you guys are so amazing. So, like tell us one piece of advice that you'd be like, hey, this would be something I would pass on. I wish I would have known earlier.
Yeah, I would say it can't just be one because I like to talk. It would
Okay.
definitely be trust your gut 110% and your margins. I think for years that would probably be like if someone was opening it. And actually, funny, I had somebody who was opening a shop in Florida. I'll do it quick, but I had a bride. She lives in Florida, or her mom lives in Florida. They were at another bridal shop. Anyway, somehow she was like, we had such a great experience in Massachusetts. And then this girl was opening up her own bridal shop and she just, oh, randomly called me. Uh-oh. Did I get cut off?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. I can't see you anymore, but that's all right. So she like randomly called me and she was like, hey, do you mind spending a few minutes on the phone with me? And can I ask you some questions? So that was just so amazing. So I would say that, sorry, I got a little distracted
We're
there.
talking about margin.
Trust your gut and put your margin first before anything else.
That's really good advice
Yeah.
because so many owners wait too long to look at that.
Right. Right. Totally.
Well, and
I did myself. So learn from Meg's mistake.
we will, Meg. We will. Again, this is Megan Kelly from Thistle Rose in Massachusetts. And man, it was so fun chatting with you today. I hope you have an awesome rest of your afternoon. And for those of you guys just listening, there are so many more stories like this on the Boss Podcast. Definitely check it out. And I can't wait for your episode to come out. Have an awesome day.
Thank you, Mindy. Thanks,
Yes.
guys.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Bridal Owner Success Stories. I hope you found some inspiration and encouragement for your own career in the bridal industry. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. We are in this together.